Right, you motherfuckers. The tribe has spoken. And it's about time for me to have a look at this Dalvin Cook. You guys won't let it rest. You won't. You're saying he's the best running back in the league, yet I haven't seen him? How? How? No, really, how? What I was gonna do is just wait it out. You know, I don't know where he is in the... Actually, I did get told, spoiler alert, I got told that Dalvin Cook was in the... His name's Dalvin Cook? I think it's Dalvin Cook. I got told that he's in the top 10 of the top 100 players of 2020. So I thought, you know what, look, am I going to wait 60 players or 60 odd players until I get to him? Or am I going to do it right here, right now? I think I'm going to do it now. I'm going to edit it up. It's going to be in the middle of the night for a lot of you guys, but I don't give a shit anymore. I do not care. I'm about doing things in real time because it feels a lot better. November the 17th it is, guys, 3:35 in the PM, and it's a beautiful day here. 20 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but well, it doesn't really matter. But what does matter? What does matter is, for me, as a rugby player and a fan of running backs, a fan of that position, a fan of everything that makes up a running back, it is, you know, it's just rude of me. Really, there's no other word to describe it. It's rude of me to know that there is a running back out there in the NFL that's balling out, you know, and for me not to at least put a face to a name. At least put a sidestep to a name. You know what I mean? At least put some stats to a name. And that's what we're going to do today. So Dalvin Cook, he wears a purple uniform, which must mean he plays for the Vikings. And so I'm going to roll the intro for my brand, Major Key Physiques. It's about 20 seconds long. After that, come back and we'll watch Dalvin Cook together. I'm a rugby player. I'm giving you my unbiased, unfiltered reaction to this guy. And Major Key Physiques is my brand. I'm wearing a hoodie right now. I'm not sure why I'm wearing it up. It's probably to hide my new skinhead haircut. It wasn't a mistake. I did it on purpose. What do you reckon? Major Key Physiques is my brand, it's my business, and we're hosting a massive Black Friday sale. 3 days, 50% off absolutely everything from November the 27th to November the 30th. So if you are in the market for any bodybuilding and fitness gear, please head to the website www.majorkeyphysiques.com. That would be much appreciated. Thank God that's over. And thank God my sponsor, my little sponsor piece of this video is not about some random company, you know what I mean? Some fucking sellout bullshit. That every single channel basically has sellout sponsorships that are so cliche. I mean, I've been offered many sponsorships. I should have a sponsor. I should have a title sponsor that pays me well for creating videos by now. But I don't. Because I decided to back myself. I decided to start my own brand, my own business, and sponsor my own videos effectively. I put, you know, video space in every single one of my videos. I, you know, wear my clothing. That could be space, that could be advertising that I offer to someone else, some other company, a certain amount of revenue. But I don't, and I won't, until the right option comes along. If I was to get presented with an opportunity, a sponsorship opportunity on this channel, with a product or a brand that I loved and I genuinely used, then it's possible. But for now, the sponsor of this channel is Major Key Physiques. We're a New Zealand owned and operated brand. There is only one employee, so really I should say I'm a brand, but I'm not, because the brand is everybody, it's a community, and we do have a community of people so far, and it's only going to get bigger and better. So jump on board in these early days, and your support is so much appreciated. Anyways guys, rant fucking over. I do have a tendency to go on tangents like that. For anyone who has listened to that entire thing and still wants to hear my reaction to Dalvin Cook, stay tuned. I'll see you in a minute.
Whoa, yeah, swear to God I'm with it. I don't see nobody in my lane that's quite go get it like me. Whoa, please don't be wasting my time with that business. Who you kidding, man? Yeah.
Okay, so before we move on, I do have a sneaky suspicion that I'm saying the wrong name. I have a sneaky suspicion that Dalvin Cook is actually going to be wrong. So as I type this in, oh, there he goes. Maybe I'm right. I am right. Yes. I just instantly glanced over this entire screen. I saw leading rusher, I saw MVP contender, I saw special talent, I saw Vikings running back, so we were right about the Vikings. Red hot Viking star Dalvin Cook better be ready for major test, the Bears defense. Come to think of it, guys, you're not going to believe it. You are not going to believe it, but right at this very moment, I believe Dalvin Cook's actually playing. He is. Chicago is playing Minnesota Vikings currently. It is 13 points to 7. The third quarter has just started. And we are going to find out who scored the Vikings touchdown. What do we got here? Dalvin Cook, 14 carries for 32 yards at an average of 2.3. It seems the Chicago defense is doing that news article that we just read justice. Right, Dalvin Cook, 3 receptions for 8 yards. He hasn't been, well, he's had 14 carries in the first half, so that's a decent amount. The other running back, Alexander Mattison, has had 1 carry. Right, moving on. Let's get back to Dalvin Cook. Guys, this is the very first time, absolutely, well, unless he was in the top 100 list last year, but he came into the league in 2017 in the second round. I think that was the year that Leonard Fournette and Christian McCaffrey were drafted in 7th and 8th spot respectively. Or maybe it was 4th and 8th. He made his first Pro Bowl appearance last year and also his first appearance on the top 100 list. Dalvin James Cook. Are we ready? Are you ready for this? Are we going in? August 10th, 1995. He's 25 years of age. He's still a baby. 5'10", 210 pounds. So he's only 25, but he's been in the league for 4 years already. So he didn't muck around. 5'10", 95 kg. So he's basically a blueprint running back as far as stats go. But he needs those stats, but also speed in the 4.5s minimum, right? Which I'm sure he does. High school, he went to Miami Central, went to Florida State, and as I said before, got picked up in the second round of the 2017 draft with pick number 41 by the Minnesota Vikings. He has been there ever since. So in college, he was a running back, scored almost 4,500 rushing yards in 3 seasons. Oh shit! Well, he balled out in season 15 and 16, averaging 7.4 yards per carry in 2015 with 19 touchdowns, and in 2016 averaging 6.1 yards per carry with 19 touchdowns. He also had some receiving yards, more so in the final year, where he averaged 14.8 yards per reception and got 1 receiving touchdown. So in total, in college football for Florida State, including both rushing and receiving, he had 5,399 yards from scrimmage and 48 total touchdowns. So he balled out. Pre-draft measurables. These are something that I always like to look at. I know that they don't mean a hell of a lot as far as their game performance, but they're pre-draft and they are measurables. So we can measure certain players against other players. And the first thing I see here is, geez, he's not very explosive. 30.5 inches for the vertical, 9'8" for the broad jump, 22 reps on the bench press. That's, you know, that weight sort of, at that height and that weight, he's fucking solid. He's certainly strong on his upper body, but he's most likely got short legs. Anyways, but we're about to see. I'm not gonna make any calls. I'm just looking at his pre-draft measurables. 4.49 for the 40-yard dash. So he's within that 4.4 to 4.5 range, which is elite speed, even in the NFL. Definitely elite speed for a running back. And so I think we're about to see some of that speed. I do. First overall pick to the Vikings. He was 3rd running back taken in the draft behind Leonard Fournette, which was 4th, and Christian McCaffrey, who was 8th. So I was right. But I actually thought that Christian McCaffrey got drafted before Leonard Fournette. Came in as a rookie. In his first NFL game against the Saints, he set a Vikings rookie debut rushing record, previously held by Adrian Peterson. First NFL game, set a record. How would you feel, honestly? That would be the best start ever, by rushing for 127 yards on 22 carries. In week 3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he had 27 carries for 97 yards and a touchdown, to go along with 5 receptions for 72 yards, etc., etc., etc. In 4 games, oh no, he was officially, he tore an ACL. The next day, hang on, during week 4 against the Lions, he left the game with an apparent knee injury. The next day it was revealed that he suffered a torn ACL. Oh, the thrill and the agony. From the first week, on debut, running for 127 yards on 22 carries, beating a record held by Adrian Peterson, to 3 weeks later, tearing your ACL and being out for the season. He was officially placed on injured reserve on October 5th, 2017. In 4 games in his rookie year, he finished with 354 rushing yards, which was most likely in the top 30? Nah, top 50 in rushing yards for running back. On October 9th, 2017, Cook underwent successful repair of the left ACL. So that was 4 days later. No further damage of left knee, with a 100% chance of return for the 2018 season. In the season opener for 2018, I'm actually enjoying this. His first game back from injury, he had 95 scrimmage yards in the 95 yards. Cook suffered a hamstring injury in week 2, and after playing through it in week 4 with 10 carries, missed the Vikings' next 4 games. Right, so it was an ACL in his rookie year, comes back, in week 2 suffers a second injury to his hamstring. It's almost like these guys just put that extra 5% into the actual games, and they get out there and they just push themselves and do things with their body and make plays that they just wouldn't in practice, and it's just pushing their body that 5% further. And so it doesn't take long. It doesn't take many weeks or many plays for something to go wrong. I don't get it. How does that happen? Or is it just bad luck? It is bad luck, isn't it? Although there have been a shitload of injuries this year. Not only in American football, but also in rugby. Came back week 9, 89 yards. And he had only limited success in the next 3 weeks. So week 9 he came back, had 89 yards, limited success for the next few weeks. Week 15 he rushed for 136 yards and his only 2 rushing touchdowns in a win over the Dolphins. Cook finished the 2018 season with 615 rushing yards, gaining more than his backup Latavius Murray, despite having fewer carries and 2 touchdowns. He also caught 40 receptions for 305 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he had a fair few receptions. He's catching a few balls. Maybe they're short routes. Maybe they're like slot routes or something. In the season opener against the Atlanta Falcons in the 2019 season, Cook's 3rd, he got 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. During week 2, he rushed for 154 yards. Wow. He took the lead after week 2 in rushing yards for the year, and was either first or second to Christian McCaffrey until week 12. So he obviously kept on balling out. 100 yards here, 100 yards there, 100 yards there. One week he got 218 total yards as the Vikings won 28-10 against the Giants. So he finished with 1,135 yards and 13 rushing touchdowns to go along with 53 receptions for 519 receiving yards and played 14 total games. Okay, so he's just getting better and better. He had an injury-plagued first and second season. Seems as if I'm scanning this for the word injury, right? Cook suffered a chest injury and would only have 117 rushing yards over the next 4 weeks. So that was from week number 10 to week number 14. So even still, he did get an injury, which sucks. So he still hasn't had a full season to his capacity. But with all of that being said, what I've been told is to check this guy out for the way that he's going this season. And that is his 4th season and the 2020 season. And I'm going to read through this just before we start looking at his highlights because, well, I want to know. He's played 7 games. Holy shit, he's got 858 yards through 7 games. 12 touchdowns. Holy crap. Okay, yeah. This is probably why you guys want me to look at him, but we're going to read it anyway. On June 8th, 2020, Cook revealed his intent to forego participation in team-related activities until a reasonable extension is agreed upon. Okay, so there was a little bit of back and forth as far as his deal. 2 months later, almost to the day, on September the 12th, 2020, Cook signed a 5-year, $63 million contract extension with the Vikings. Oh, well, you got paid, didn't you? But he is balling out. He gets 100 yards every single first game of the season. Cook scored his first 2 rushing touchdowns of the season in week 1 of the 2020 season. Okay, I want to know how many... Did he get 100 yards? Because I wouldn't be surprised, I would not be surprised if Dalvin Cook ran for 100 yards in his 2020 season debut. So before we do anything, we're going to look up his Pro Football Reference stats and get those. Week number 1 against Green Bay Packers. In a 43-34 loss, he rushed for 50 yards, but got 2 touchdowns. Took 1 reception for -2 yards, so it was a pretty below average game. Only 12 rushing attempts. It seems as if they must have either passed a lot or shared it round. Either way, he did get 2 touchdowns. Anyways, yeah, well, that was probably his worst game of the year, come to think of it. 50 yards week number 1, 63 yards week number 2. Alright, people are thinking, okay, well, he's got 3 rushing touchdowns in 2 games, but he's only rushed for a total of 113 yards, if my math serves me correctly. Well, you know, where is he? He's going missing. And then he comes back the next week, week number 3 against Tennessee, and goes for 181 rushing yards. 1 touchdown. He scored a touchdown in every single game this year. 63 yards, 181 in week 3, 130 in week 4, 65 in week 5 against Seattle. 163, so they had 2 byes, or maybe he had 2 weeks off. I'm not sure. Actually, let me get that shit. In week 5 against the Seahawks, he recorded 89 yards and a rushing touchdown before leaving the game due to an adductor strain. Without Cook, they lost the game. So he must have had couple of weeks off, or they had a couple of byes. Either way, came back week 8 and balled out 30 touches, which is a lot, but he got 163 rushing yards, so fuck, that's a lot of work. Week number 9, which is last week against the Lions, they won 34 points to 20, and Dalvin Cook had 22 touches for 206 yards at an average of 9.36 yards per carry. That is fucking awesome, and 2 touchdowns. Wow. Okay, those are his stats so far, guys. This was his story, and this is the reaction. So let's go back to YouTube, and let's take a look at this guy once and for all. Dalvin Cook, a lot of these guys kind of look the same, you know what I mean? Especially with the helmets on, right? But if I'm thinking of Dalvin Cook in the future now, I'm thinking obviously the purple uniform. He's a running back for the Vikings. He's got dreadlocks, 5'10", 95 kg, you know, in the 4.4s as far as pace goes. Okay, let's go. So we're talking 2020 highlights. We're talking 2020 highlights. I'm going to go Dalvin Cook 2020. Holy shit. It's not often the NFL makes a highlight video of a certain player, and it's certainly not often that they do it this many times in one season. So he's clearly deserved it. Now, I do look at this and I think, right, to this point, this reaction has been revenue creating for me. I can monetize this video to this point, but if I click on these NFL videos, the monetization completely goes away. But at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck. So let's go. I think we're gonna just watch them all in a row. Yes we are. Dalvin Cook. Alright, so it's gonna be about 10 minutes. I'm going to watch every single one. I'm not going to stop anything because, I mean, this video's gone on for far too long already. So we're going to watch every single play together. We're going to let them run. And then I'm going to give you guys my real honest opinion on what I see. At age 25, he's coming into his own. His confidence is built. He's believing in himself. And this is the product of that. So let's see. Let's see.
Screen game for the Vikings. 2nd and 10.
Looks like a mini Derrick Henry out there. It's good pace.
Pick up a 5. Well, they've got 3 of them in there now with Tam leading the way again for Cook. And look out. Dalvin Cook inside the 10 down to the 8.
He's swift.
Pick up a 17, first and goal for the Vikings.
And he is so explosive, getting to the hole. Nice blocks there up front.
That would have been a nice juke
Dalvin Cook,
if he had skinned him.
as we said, coming into this game, got to get more touches.
Perfect size for a running back, isn't he?
people are going through. He's doing great things with social justice.
With his
Again,
speed
he's
as
got
well,
runs for national
as I
honor.
mentioned. Yeah, he's quick, man.
This is a way to energize right here. You're getting second,
Ooh,
less than 5. You can see that run.
lovely.
Well, want to get Dalvin Cook more involved? That's what they're doing here.
Makes his zone play so dangerous.
That's what I want to know. Does he like the contact? Does he initiate contact? Does he really lower that shoulder, you know what I mean? Because he's going to be smaller than a lot of these running backs. I mean, not running backs, linebackers.
At the default last year, and what that means is that you normally need some safety.
But that also means he's going to be able to break a lot of tackles
Somebody is going to be isolated. Somebody is
because of the lower center of gravity.
Colts.
There we go.
4.
Catch.
And they go underneath to Dalvin Cook.
Take some pressure off those other receivers.
It was a gain of 24, and Cook, he can get his motor running once they respect the pass just a bit. Football, every
That's what the NCAA's listening.
every town of about 10,000 has a Division I college football program.
Get in, get in, get in. Oh, what a touchdown. That is quality.
He's got it.
You know, it's a little too, well, it's a little too little too late. A little too little too late. That really didn't make sense in my own head. But it is. Consolation touchdown, you'd call it.
Cross the goal line. Nice job.
But nice finish, man.
Cook remains the setback. He'll take it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, a little bit of a push.
Yes, boy.
So you throw in the deuce.
Looks like a maul in the game of rugby. Okay. Dalvin Cook. Week number 2, that was. This is week number 3 against the Tennessee Titans. That was only like 62 yards. This one's 180. So let's see. He's really going to get some space in this one. Should see his top end speed, which will be exciting. Oh, way to get the first down.
Up the field, trying to get to the quarterback. You run right past.
Fuck yeah.
Nice job by the Vikings interior lineman.
Great job to stay behind that 56 right to the last second. Bradbury.
In the opening quarter. Cook is back in there and takes the handoff from Cousins. Nice running by Cook. There he goes.
Oh yes, we'll see some speed here. What I will say is that Cook loves going up the middle. I don't know if it's their scheme or that's what he prefers, but I haven't really seen too much going around to the side.
Film of the Jacksonville Jaguars. They saw some successful
I mean,
runs, so
oh, see, that's beautiful, man.
Hungry, ready. Early on in this ballgame, we've seen Dalvin Cook with some lanes. That offensive line is doing their job. And you take a bad angle on a fast running back, you're in trouble.
He knows the angles to take behind his blockers to really get the most out of them.
Cook with room to run. First down and more for Dalvin Cook. Forced out by Rashaan Evans, but Minnesota on the move again. The sea goes backwards on its drive, and they punt it away. So Minnesota back on offense with Dalvin Cook.
They know he's going to get the ball, but they can't contain him. He's too quick. He's got that pace. He's got elite pace, and especially he's definitely got game pace. Wow, look at that. Look at that sidestep. Just a little in and out. Oh, wow. Still going.
We saw it happen to Kevin Byard earlier. You cannot take the angle that you would against most backs against Dalvin Cook.
Now let's have a look at these. What the fuck? What the fuck did we just see? Where are you, Butler?
Looking like Mike Tyson.
Looking like Mike Tyson, alright? What are you up to, bro? That's hilarious. I mean, I know it's a part of the game, but that has to be the most obvious punch of the ball I've ever seen in my entire life. Coming from nowhere. Oh, yes, bro. He runs like Adrian Peterson, alright? Right up the middle. He loves it. See, and I really want to stop it because Leonard Fournette was doing that, but the problem about him and the Jaguars is that his line just weren't doing their job. The lanes weren't there. But he ran just as hard. I mean, I love Leonard Fournette because he runs just as hard as this guy does. Loves the contact. Just couldn't get the looks. Okay, Dalvin Cook, 252 total yards. If you thought 181 was lots, well, it was, but yeah, this is more. Against the Lions, Don't really hear too much about the Lions. Dips his head, breaks one tackle, gets about 10 yards after contact. It's a classic Dalvin Cook run. I love it when there's a fullback, because it's always going to be, well, if they, you know, it's just interesting. It's also because I played fullback when I did play that 1 or 2 times. Oh! Yes! No, it's not down. Come on, mate, give him a try. That did look like a rugby try. He's been playing rugby. That tackler that just brought him down was so much bigger than him, but it didn't look that way.
Swarms inside, brought down from behind by Everson Griffin, who is in, stopping his former teammate for a gain of 6. It's 3rd down and 10 for Cousins.
I was going to say, I hope we see some throws, which we have. Oh, couple. I'm surprised he didn't want to take him on then. You get a running back running a wide receiver's route. They're not going to run straight out, are they? They're going to initiate that contact. It's fucking exciting.
Handing off on 1st down to Dalvin Cook, who's brought down by Curse.
Use your timeout, hustle everybody up like they're doing.
Bang. Give it to him, give it to him.
Moving up, he's got Cook and he's got space. Cook getting a block downfield from Thielen, and out of bounds he goes. Running out of bounds with Harris on his tail. Down to the 35, 21, 29. Yard catch and run.
250 yards.
2 timeouts, 1st and 10.
25 seconds to go. Second quarter. Okay. Technical difficulty there. Let's continue.
First down and 10 from the 16. First play, second half. It's Cook.
See? Right behind his blocker.
To the races and up to the 30-yard line.
Great route. Well, he got squashed there by 71. Oh shit, I can't pause it. Sorry. But he looks about 350 pounds. Wonder how many fumbles he's had.
In the 1st and 10, Cook. Blocked by Rudolph.
Nice. He is quick, man. He's definitely got great acceleration. So he can hit those holes.
And then grabbed inside by Nicholas Williams, the former Chicago Bear. He's down to the 21 with a gain of 4. Cousins. Cook. O'Neal tries to block, and a big step there by Ragland, the former Chief linebacker who signed as a free agent with the Lions. A 4-yard gain to the 33, Trent. That is not a good sign. He didn't practice all week. We've said it a couple times. If you're just joining us late, he was in COVID restriction. Here's the 1st down handoff, and Cook.
Oh, mate, look at that. Look at that. See? That is the running, that is the halfback and the fullback working perfectly. Doing exactly what they've trained, what they've practiced, and it paying off. I want to see that again, but we're not going to, which sucks. That's beautiful. So that was 250 yards. In the next video, we're going to see 226 yards and 4 touchdowns. I wonder where he scored them from.
Here is Cook.
Here's the Packers.
Races through the middle. He's got a 1st down.
He's a 1st down machine. He really is.
On 2nd down, Cook has a seam right side. Dalvin Cook. Ball is loose on the ground.
Oh no. He is human.
I think does. But was he down first?
And then he comes back to score 4 touchdowns after that.
Cousins, pressure up the middle, is going to get it outside to Madison.
That little ball, that little toss pass was about the closest thing to a draw and pass in the game of rugby that I've seen for a very long time.
Up the middle, big hole, Dalvin Cook is going to score. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Not a finger laid on him, and not a person in the fucking stadium.
NFC North battle as we have hit November today, and it feels like it. First down, Dalvin Cook.
See that little shimmy?
Working down to
That little move as soon as he gets the ball.
Give it to him again. Cut back Cook. Right up the middle on a first and goal. Second and goal. Cook again. Right side. Walks in.
Just clinical, man.
Touchdown, Minnesota.
Reminds me of Christian McCaffrey for some reason.
Yeah, as Minnesota goes from the eye, gives it to Cook, breaks a tackle. Dalvin Cook sprinting to the right side.
Actually, I have to say, he reminds me of Derrick Henry. If I didn't think that he was, if I didn't know he was 5'10", and if I didn't know Derrick Henry was 6'3",
is waiting for a signal in for the touchdown.
then I'd call them a carbon copy.
Third of the day for Dalvin Cook, and Minnesota takes the lead. With that, it brings up a 3rd and 9. Four-man rush, try to set up a screen. They've got some blocking.
They got some blocking, all right. He's using them because he knows how to use them. Oh, finish that. Finish it. Finish. Get there.
Touchdown,
Deserved that one. That was a team effort.
On second down, Cook again.
Get some last-minute yards. Fourth quarter. Sun's setting.
His feet up across the 25. Why not give it to him again?
Literally looks like Derrick Henry, but on a smaller scale. Oh, what a collision.
To a first down.
What a collision. He went looking for that one. All right. Well, that was 220 odd yards and 4 touchdowns. What do we got next? Nothing, that's it. That was last week. They did me a dirty. They really did. They put week number 8 at the end, before week number 9. But that's okay, I'm in a forgiving mood. All right, guys. Well, I feel like that was a pretty in-depth look at Dalvin Cook, especially during the 2020 season. He has been balling out. No wonder you guys want me to look at him, especially the fact that I love running backs. Now, I look at that guy, and is he memorable? No. Is he balling out? Yes. Is he going to be one of my favourite players? Possibly, but I'm going to need a bit more time. He certainly runs hard. Him and his O-line are working in sync. They're working fantastically. Him and his quarterback look like they're having a lot of fun. I mean, his quarterback is enjoying giving Dalvin Cook the ball this year, quite clearly. I don't know if the level of defense that they're coming up against is the best. And in fact, with that in mind, before we go, we're going to check what the score is between the Vikings and the Bears, because I assume, not that I know much about them, but I've been told the Bears' defense are quite good. It's 13-all, third quarter still. And if we have a look, who scored for the Vikings? It's not Dalvin Cook. He's had a few more carries, 19 carries, but he's still at only 2 yards per carry. So I don't know what they've been doing, but it's certainly not through him. He's had 3 receptions for 8 yards. What do we got? Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson bowling out already. And Adam Thielen. Okay, well, guys, I've taken up way too much of your time. I need to go just as much as you do. I'm fucking starving. And I appreciate you being here. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't liked the video and you did enjoy it, please like it. If you haven't subscribed, that'd be fantastic. If you want to support me on Patreon, that'd be fucking awesome. And if you want to become a YouTube member right here on this channel, that would also be pretty fucking awesome. So it all goes towards, you know, helping me continue to make content and continue to make it feasible, because I do bang out quite a bit of content on this channel. That's the way I like to do things. And to be honest, I don't plug my Patreon and I don't plug my YouTube memberships, because of the fact that at the end of the day, regardless of those 2 income streams, I'm still going to be making YouTube videos, and I'm still going to be just the same old guy. But it does help, and it is support to me and the channel from you. Personalized support too, through those 2 avenues. And with that being said, guys, have a fantastic day. That was Rugby Player Reacts to Dalvin Cook 2020 highlights. Peace out.